Assalamu alaikum. Today we have a very special interview for you. We're here at the UK High Commission and we've got the honor and the privilege to discuss a very serious issue here that seems to be not only pertinent to Pakistan but Pakistanis residing in the United Kingdom as well. We've got the honor with us to have with us the Head of Consular Services, Mr. John Ryan, with us today. Thank you for being with us today.
Pleasure.
To start things off, could you briefly describe the duties and the responsibilities and what exactly does the consular services do for citizens here in Islamabad?
Certainly. So I head one of the largest teams that we have providing consular services. Consular services is purely about helping British passport all the way through to something as serious as a forced marriage or a kidnap.
So how many British Pakistanis are there here in Pakistan at the moment?
The truth is we're not sure. We don't have any reliable figures. We know it's certainly in the tens of thousands, possibly in the hundreds of thousands. To give you some indication, Pakistan International Airways flew something in the region of 270,000 return journeys between UK airports and Pakistan airports in 2017. So that gives you an indication of just how many British Pakistanis are coming and going in and out of Pakistan.
There seem to be a great number of them. I was going through your profile obviously before the interview and I had noticed that during the reception in your honor when you were posted here as Head of Consular Services, one of the issues you spoke about was to tackle forced marriages here and child abductions though. It was a hot topic back when you were posted, I believe in 2015 though. So could you explain to us what exactly is this concept of forced marriages and what's going on here in Pakistan with that?
Certainly. Forced marriage is one of the biggest issues that we tackle here in country. It is, as you would expect, it's when family pressure, which can take many forms, pushes a family member into a marriage that they're not sure about, they're not comfortable with. It's a breach of their civil rights, a breach of their human rights, and we will intervene, we will act to disrupt that marriage and get the British national safely back to the UK. Typically, we see forced marriages that begin in the UK, and then the forced marriage victim travels out to Pakistan, often in false pretenses, and is forced into marriage once here in country. And that's when we'll act. We act in a joined-up way with my team here, providing consular service in Pakistan, and the forced marriage unit, which are colleagues of mine that sit in London.
We'll definitely get into the forced marriage unit bureau that I believe is in the United Kingdom though. But is there a fine line between forced marriages and arranged marriages, or they're completely different concepts, the two of them, or how exactly does the consular view these two setups?
It's a really important point, and here in South Asia, as in many other countries, there's a long tradition of arranged marriage, and we have no issue with that whatsoever. We understand it's part of the culture, part of the tradition. However, when there's an element of coercion, when one of the parties is being pushed into a marriage that they're not happy with, not comfortable with, that's when that arranged marriage crosses the threshold into a forced marriage, and that's when we will act.
In regards to forced marriages, what are the particular reasons that you see families forcing their children into this kind of an arrangement?
Well, every forced marriage case is different, but there are some common themes that we see running through them when we interview both the forced marriage victims and indeed the perpetrators of the forced marriage. Issues around honour and upholding family name are often cited as drivers for forcing a family member into marriage, or indeed economic issues, financial issues. Very often we see people being forced to marry their first cousin, and consequently keeping property, keeping wealth within a tight family unit. Those are two of the key motivators that we come across for forced marriage.
Other reasons, I mean, forced marriage obviously is very difficult on the victim itself and on the families though, but what are the serious consequences that arise from this kind of situation though? I mean, I'm assuming that there's psychiatric issues and other kinds of issues that also stem out from this kind of an arrangement?
Absolutely, absolutely. And we see, sadly, we see really quite a few traumatized victims. As anyone who knows Pakistan will know, the Pakistani family is a very, very important support structure. It's almost a hegemonic support structure. And the forced marriage really destroys those bonds of trust between generations. And so we see some very traumatized cases of forced marriage victims. So there is a deep psychological impact on forced marriage. Some of the other consequences of forced marriage, obviously, it's as illegal here in Pakistan as it is in the UK, so there's an illegality aspect of it. But I think the overriding issue, the overriding consequence that we see is it just destroys families. It breaks up families.
You mentioned the illegality of it in Pakistan as well, though, and wanted to touch upon this particular area, though. Since there's such a fine line between forced marriages being a culture aspect here in Pakistan, not forced marriages, sorry, arranged marriages, how helpful is the Pakistani government or law enforcement agencies in terms of cracking down on forced marriages that are taking place here in Pakistan?
So we work very closely with the Pakistan authorities, and we have to, particularly law enforcement authorities. They keep us safe when we travel around Pakistan, which is very important, and indeed we engage with them on the illegality of forced marriage. I can only comment on British nationals being forced into marriage. Those are the only cases that I hear about. But we have a close working relationship with Pakistan police particularly.
We'll continue our conversation on forced marriages right after this break.
बोल रहा है सारा लाहौर, हल हो रहे हैं लाहौरियों के मसाइल। आप लाहौर में कहीं भी रहते हैं, आपका कोई भी जायज मसला है तो बोलो लाहौर। हमारे साथ होती हैं शहर की बाइख्तियार शख्सियात जिनके पास होंगे आपके मसाइल के हल। तो अपना फोन उठाएं और कह दें अपनी बात, अपने हक की खातिर, सबके हक की खातिर। बोलो लाहौर, शहर की सब बातें सिर्फ सिटी 42 पर।
देखिए प्रोग्राम बोलो लाहौर पीर और मंगल की शाम 6:05 पे सिर्फ सिटी 42 पर। सिटी 42 पर हम दिखाते हैं शहर भर की खबरें। हर वाकया, हर खबर है हमारे लिए अहम, मगर आपकी मदद के बगैर मुमकिन नहीं लाहौर का सबसे मकबूल और मुस्तैद चैनल बनना। चुनाचे अगर आप भी कोई ऐसा वाकया जैसे किसी से नाइंसाफी, दफ्तरी मामलात में गड़बड़, कोई एक्सीडेंट या कुछ और खास होता देखें तो उसकी मोबाइल से बनी वीडियो सिटी 42 को इस नंबर पर व्हाट्सएप करें 0317 5424242। तो शेयर कीजिए लाहौर में होने वाला वो सब कुछ जो आपकी नजर में है खास, और बन जाइए सिटी रिपोर्टर।
हर सूरज लाता है अपने साथ नई कहानियां, और शहर की सब बातें हम करते हैं शेयर आपके साथ। शहर लाहौर की टॉप स्टोरीज, शहर भर में होने वाले रंगारंग इवेंट्स, लेटेस्ट मूवीज पर एक नजर, बचत बाजार आज के भाव, और आपकी पसंदीदा शख्सियात से भरपूर मुलाकात। देखिए प्रोग्राम सिटी एट 10 पीर से हफ्ता सुबह 10:05 पर सिर्फ सिटी 42 पर।
शहर में अच्छा बुरा हम सब देखते हैं, और दिखाते हैं आपको बराह रास्त भी और दीगर नशरियात भी हर हाल में। हम हैं सिर्फ आपके लिए सिटी 42, शहर की सब बातें। हम बने लाहौर की आवाज सबसे पहले। हमने उठाए शहर के मसाइल, हमने उठाए सवालात। आपके हुकूक की खातिर हम करते रहे बात। हम हैं आपके साथ और रहेंगे हमेशा आपकी आवाज। सिटी 42 शहर की सब बातें।
लाहौर के मसाइल से उनके हल तक हम रहे आपके हमकदम और रहेंगे हमेशा आपके साथ बनके आपकी आवाज। आपके सवालात के हमने ढूंढे जवाब, आपकी मुश्किलात में हमने थामा आपका हाथ। हम बने आपके साथी, आपके हमनवा। शहर में हर जगह सिटी 42 शहर की सब बातें।
खोज रगों में जहर उतारने वालों की, बेगुनाहों का खून बहाने वालों की। अगवा की हो वारदात या फंदे पे झूल रही हो लाश, और कैसे रुकेंगे खवातीन की तरफ बढ़ते हाथ। पहुंचेंगे हवालात अब सब धोखेबाज। क्योंकि हम करेंगे इंकशाफ।
देखिए प्रोग्राम इंकशाफ बुध की शाम 6:05 पर सिर्फ सिटी 42 पर।
वो शहर के जानलेवा दुश्मन हैं, तो हम लाहौर पे जान लुटा देने वाले दोस्त। वो छुपकर जुर्म करते हैं, हम रहते हैं उनकी घात में।
हम करते हैं उनका पर्दाफाश।
जाली मसनूआत बनाने वालों से ढोंगी पीरों तक हम जा लेते हैं समाज के दुश्मनों को रंगे हाथों। हम दिखा देते हैं सच सारे शहर को।
हम बता देते हैं कि है मुजरिम कौन।
देखिए प्रोग्राम मुजरिम कौन, जुमेरात से हफ्ता शाम 6:05 पर सिर्फ सिटी 42 पर।
आपने मछली मंडी देखी है?
हाँ, चेरिंग क्रॉस के पास जो है।
अच्छा, आखिरी बार फिल्म कौन सी देखी?
माल रोड पे जो धरना था।
लाहौरियों के वक्त और किराए की बचत का नाम है ऑरेंज ट्रेन।
सेहत और तालीम का हिस्सा खा जाने वाली बला है ऑरेंज ट्रेन।
हाँ, फूड अथॉरिटी का एक और छापा।
होगा क्या?
कौवा किस रंग का होता है?
सुमई है जनाब।
काला है?
नो।
क्रो इज ब्लैक। गाय चिट्टा है।
छोड़ यार।
देखिए प्रोग्राम सलाम लाहौर जुमा और हफ्ता की रात 8:05 पर सिर्फ सिटी 42 पर।
वो मोटो बड़ी आजकल पावर स्पेयरिंगली एक्सरसाइज की जाती है।
सो मोटो का मतलब ये नहीं होता अनरूली हॉर्स नहीं उसको बना देना चाहिए।
निज़ाम कैसे बदलेगा जब तक इसके अंदर आप लोग पार्टिसिपेट नहीं करेंगे?
नहीं, ये डेमोक्रेसी है नहीं, तमाशा बनाया हुआ है।
स्टूडेंट बॉडीज क्या इतनी पावरफुल हो गई हैं?
ये यूनिवर्सिटी इस तालिब-इल्म तंजीम और इसके साबिकून की आमाजगाह है।
माल और जान की हिफाजत शहरियों की रियासत की जिम्मेदारी है।
हर चीज़ की जो है वो प्रायोरिटी होती है।
जैसे वो आपने रेमंड डेविस की डील कराई थी।
रेमंड डेविस की डील जो है वो देखे हमने तो नहीं करवाई थी, जिन्होंने करवाई थी वो ये उनको पता है।
क्या वजह है कि इन 63 इयर्स हमें इस शहर को एक कोई इफेक्टिव ट्रांसपोर्ट सिस्टम नहीं दे सके?
जिस डायरेक्शन में मूव करना चाहिए था हमने नहीं किया।
जुडिशियल एक्टिविज्म और जुडिशियल एडवेंचरिज्म के बीच में एक बड़ी बारीक सी लकीर है।
ये दाग दाग उजाला, ये शब गजीदा शहर, वो इंतजार था जिसका, ये वो शहर तो नहीं।
टीवी पे देखते हैं स्पीकर साहब का जब हाउस चल रहा होता है तो वो उनसे कंट्रोल नहीं हो पाता हाउस।
स्पीकर जो है ना वो डंडे लेके तो नहीं भागता पीछे।
देखिए प्रोग्राम 180 डिग्री इतवार की रात 8:05 पर सिर्फ सिटी 42 पर।
दिन रात बढ़ती आबादी, हर जगह बेहंगम ट्रैफिक।
See the kind of response that would probably need to take place under forced marriages here in Pakistan.
Well, I think certainly, I mean, forced marriage legislation has been on the statute books here in Pakistan for a long time, as it has in the UK for a long time, but we're still finding forced marriages. So there's still more work to be done, I think it's fair to say that. In terms of the duration of cases, there's typically a clear endpoint for British nationals being forced into marriage, because we will remove them from their situation here in Pakistan and get them back to the UK. What we have seen on occasion in the past is, and I mentioned that sort of hegemonic support structure of the Pakistan family, we have seen forced marriage victims who've gone back to the UK and who have gone through a reconciliation process with their family, because it's very tough for them to survive and to have any kind of quality of life without that family structure. We've then, sadly, in a number of cases in the past, seen those victims being forced into marriage a second time.
You talk about reconciliation and the family coming together to sort of help victims and help families to come out of this kind of a situation where a forced marriage set up. My question is, does the consular services, do they provide sort of orientations or seminars or workshops in this regard to sort of make people and make families more aware of the negative consequences that stem out of forced marriages?
So there are a number of outreach activities that we do, both here in Pakistan and also, importantly, back in the UK that the Forced Marriage Unit works on. We'll go out to community leaders, we'll go out to schools, and we talk about the your marriage, your choice message to potential victims of forced marriage. We educate teachers and policemen on how to spot some of the signs of forced marriage, and indeed we talk to particularly police constabularies about the illegality of forced marriage and things like forced marriage protection orders, some of the legal instruments that we use very regularly these days. Here in Pakistan, we've done quite a lot of sensitivity training with police engaging on forced marriage, and we've done a lot of training, a lot of working with members of the legal profession here as well around forced marriage.
So you tell me there are wonderful aspects, a lot of partnerships and relationships that are being developed here for this particular purpose. So how reciprocative have the people, the agencies and the seminars, the workshops, the families over here, how well have people responded to them? I mean, is it something that they're more hostile to? Is there something that they're more receptive to? How exactly do you view this partnership?
I think the partnership works. I think the partnership works well. I think in general people are very receptive to this, and I would back that viewpoint up by stating that in 2017 compared to 2016 here in Pakistan we've seen a 24% drop in cases of forced marriage. So we are winning the fight. In conjunction with our Pakistani friends and in conjunction with the team back in the UK. The cases are going down. They're not going down quick enough for my taste, but they are going down.
But it's great to hear that there's such progress on an issue that is really a menace to society altogether, though. But while the numbers have been coming down, I mean, not trying to watershed the numbers though, but I'm sure there must be some barriers to entry, as they say, in terms of some kind of struggle against the kind of work that the consular services are doing.
No, indeed, and when we delve into the numbers, one of the unfortunate things we saw last year was about a 58% increase in minors being forced into marriage, so forced marriage victims under the age of 15. Now we're still talking comparatively small numbers. It was about 11 cases last year, but that's still almost one a month. And I think what we're seeing there is the perpetrators of forced marriage who are determined for their own reasons, their own motivations to force one of their family members into marriage are trying to it's easier to control a minor. I think that's what we're seeing there.
But when you see it's easier to control a minor, though, I mean, in the cases that you speak about, is it more so the mother, the father, or the family in general? Or I mean, what are the exact dynamics, though, just so that we can sort of get a sense of what kind of marriages take place?
No, indeed. I mean, most forced marriage cases that we see have two constituencies. There's a constituency in the UK side of the family, and the constituency in Pakistan. And they're very often, as I mentioned, sort of intra-family problems. And typically, we will see the forced marriage victim brought to Pakistan under false pretenses, or brought out for a family holiday and just kept in Pakistan. The passport is confiscated, no, the return ticket is destroyed, they're kept in Pakistan, and then before they know where they are, they're being forced into a marriage they haven't agreed to. It's one of the reasons that we do so much work with school teachers back in the UK, so that the minute somebody doesn't return from a family holiday, they raise the alarm and we can investigate as to whether or not a forced marriage is.
We'll continue our conversation on forced marriages right after this break.
क्यों मोबाइल इन्फिनिटी लाया है 18:9?
बोल रहा है सारा लाहौर, हल हो रहे हैं लाहौरियों के मसाइल। आप लाहौर में कहीं भी रहते हैं, आपका कोई भी जायज मसला है तो बोलो लाहौर। हमारे साथ होती हैं शहर की बाइख्तियार शख्सियात जिनके पास होंगे आपके मसाइल के हल। तो अपना फोन उठाएं और कह दें अपनी बात, अपने हक के खातिर, सबके हक की खातिर। बोलो लाहौर, शहर की सब बातें सिर्फ सिटी 42 पर।
देखिए प्रोग्राम बोलो लाहौर पीर और मंगल की शाम 6:05 पे सिर्फ सिटी 42 पर। सिटी 42 पर हम दिखाते हैं शहर भर की खबरें। हर वाकया, हर खबर है हमारे लिए अहम, मगर आपकी मदद के बगैर मुमकिन नहीं लाहौर का सबसे मकबूल और मुस्तैद चैनल बनना। चुनाचे अगर आप भी कोई ऐसा वाकया जैसे किसी से नाइंसाफी, दफ्तरी मामलात में गड़बड़, कोई एक्सीडेंट या कुछ और खास होता देखें तो उसकी मोबाइल से बनी वीडियो सिटी 42 को इस नंबर पर व्हाट्सएप करें 0317 5424242। तो शेयर कीजिए लाहौर में होने वाला वो सब कुछ जो आपकी नजर में है खास, और बन जाइए सिटी रिपोर्टर।
हर सूरज लाता है अपने साथ नई कहानियां, और शहर की सब बातें हम करते हैं शेयर आपके साथ। शहर लाहौर की टॉप स्टोरीज, शहर भर में होने वाले रंगारंग इवेंट्स, लेटेस्ट मूवीज पर एक नजर, बचत बाजार आज के भाव, और आपकी पसंदीदा शख्सियात से भरपूर मुलाकात। देखिए प्रोग्राम सिटी एट 10 पीर से हफ्ता सुबह 10:05 पर सिर्फ सिटी 42 पर।
शहर में अच्छा बुरा हम सब देखते हैं, और दिखाते हैं आपको बराहे रास्त भी और दीगर नशरियात भी हर हाल में। हम हैं सिर्फ आपके लिए सिटी 42, शहर की सब बातें। हम बने लाहौर की आवाज सबसे पहले। हमने उठाए शहर के मसाइल, हमने उठाए सवालात। आपके हुकूक की खातिर हम करते रहे बात। हम हैं आपके साथ और रहेंगे हमेशा आपकी आवाज। सिटी 42, शहर की सब बातें।
लाहौर के मसाइल से उनके हल तक हम रहे आपके हमकदम, और रहेंगे हमेशा आपके साथ बनके आपकी आवाज। आपके सवालात के हमने ढूंढे जवाब, आपकी मुश्किलात में हमने थामा आपका हाथ। हम बने आपके साथी, आपके हमनवा। शहर में हर जगह सिटी 42, शहर की सब बातें।
खोज रगों में जहर उतारने वालों की, बेगुनाहों का खून बहाने वालों की, अगवा की हो वारदात या फंदे पे झूल रही हो लाश, और कैसे रुकेंगे खवातीन की तरफ बढ़ते हाथ। पहुंचेंगे हवालात अब सब धोखेबाज। क्योंकि हम करेंगे इंकशाफ।
देखिए प्रोग्राम इंकशाफ बुध की शाम 6:05 पर सिर्फ City42 पर।
वो शहर के जानलेवा दुश्मन हैं, तो हम लाहौर पे जान लुटा देने वाले दोस्त। वो छुपकर जुर्म करते हैं, हम रहते हैं उनकी घात में।
हम करते हैं उनका पर्दाफाश।
जाली मसनूआत बनाने वालों से ढोंगी पीरों तक हम जा लेते हैं समाज के दुश्मनों को रंगे हाथों। हम दिखा देते हैं सच सारे शहर को।
हम बता देते हैं कि है मुजरिम कौन।
देखिए प्रोग्राम मुजरिम कौन, जुमेरात से हफ्ता शाम 6:05 पर सिर्फ City42 पर।
आपने मछली मंडी देखी है?
हाँ, चेरिंग क्रॉस के पास जो है।
अच्छा, आखिरी बार फिल्म कौन सी देखी थी?
माल रोड पे जो धरना था।
लाहौरियों के वक्त और किराए की बचत का नाम है ऑरेंज ट्रेन।
सेहत और तालीम का हिस्सा खा जाने वाली बला है ऑरेंज ट्रेन।
हाँ, फूड अथॉरिटी का एक और छापा।
होगा क्या?
कौवा किस रंग का होता है?
सुरमई है जनाब।
काला है?
नो।
क्रो इज ब्लैक। गाय चटाई
छोड़ यार।
देखिए प्रोग्राम सलाम लाहौर जुमा और हफ्ता की रात 8:05 पर सिर्फ City42 पर।
वो मोटो बड़ी आजकल पावर स्पेयरिंग एक्सरसाइज की जाती है।
100 मोटो का मतलब ये नहीं होता अनरूली हॉर्स नहीं उसको बना देना चाहिए।
निज़ाम कैसे बदलेगा जब तक इसके अंदर आप लोग पार्टिसिपेट नहीं करेंगे?
नहीं, ये डेमोक्रेसी है नहीं, तमाशा बनाया हुआ है।
स्टूडेंट बॉडीज क्या इतनी पावरफुल हो गई हैं?
ये यूनिवर्सिटी इस तालिब इल्म तंजीम और इसके साबिकून की आमाजगाह है।
माल और जान की हिफाजत शहरियों की रियासत की जिम्मेदारी है।
हर चीज़ की जो है वो प्रायोरिटी होती है।
जैसे वो आपने रेमंड डेविस की डील कराई थी।
रेमंड डेविस की डील जो है वो देखें हमने तो नहीं करवाई थी, जिन्होंने करवाई थी वो ये उनको पता है।
क्या वजह है कि इन 63 इयर्स हम एक इस शहर को एक कोई इफेक्टिव ट्रांसपोर्ट सिस्टम नहीं दे सके?
जिस डायरेक्शन में मूव करना चाहिए था हमने नहीं किया।
जुडिशियल एक्टिविज्म और जुडिशियल एडवेंचरिज्म के बीच में एक बड़ी बारीक सी लकीर है।
ये दाग दाग उजाला, ये शब गुज़ीदा सहर, वो इंतजार था जिसका, ये वो सहर तो नहीं।
टीवी पे देखते हैं स्पीकर साहब का जब हाउस चल रहा होता है तो वो उनसे कंट्रोल नहीं हो पाता हाउस।
स्पीकर जो है ना वो डंडे लेके तो नहीं भागता पीछे।
देखिए प्रोग्राम 180 डिग्री इतवार की रात 8:05 पर सिर्फ City42 पर।
दिन रात बढ़ती आबादी, हर जगह बेहंगम ट्रैफिक। जिंदा दिलों के शहर में इतनी गंदगी क्यों? सेहत रद्दी से भी सस्ती क्यों? क्या तालीम की अहमियत कुछ भी नहीं? जराइम की शरह में इजाफा क्यों? वालिए शहर को है शहर की परवाह कितनी? हम पूछते रहे हैं, हम पूछते रहेंगे सिर्फ City42 पर। प्रोग्राम न्यूज नाइट।
देखिए प्रोग्राम न्यूज नाइट पीर से जुमेरात रात 8:05 पर सिर्फ City42 पर।
बोल रहा है सारा लाहौर, हल हो रहे हैं लाहौरियों के मसाइल। आप लाहौर में कहीं भी रहते हैं, आपका कोई भी जायज मसला है तो बोलो लाहौर। हमारे साथ होती हैं शहर की बाइख्तियार शख्सियात जिनके पास होंगे आपके मसाइल के हल। तो अपना फोन उठाएं और कह दें अपनी बात, अपने हक की खातिर, सबके हक की खातिर। बोलो लाहौर, शहर की सब बातें सिर्फ City42 पर।
प्रोग्राम बोलो लाहौर पीर और मंगल की शाम 6:05 पे सिर्फ City42 पर। City42 पर हम दिखाते हैं शहर भर की खबरें। हर वाकया, हर खबर है हमारे लिए अहम, मगर आपकी मदद के बगैर मुमकिन नहीं लाहौर का सबसे मकबूल और मुस्तैद चैनल बनना। चुनाचे अगर आप भी कोई ऐसा वाकया जैसे किसी से नाइंसाफी, दफ्तरी मामलात में गड़बड़, कोई एक्सीडेंट या कुछ और खास होता देखें तो उसकी मोबाइल से बनी वीडियो City42 को इस नंबर पर व्हाट्सएप करें 0317 5424242 तो शेयर कीजिए लाहौर में होने वाला वो सब कुछ जो आपकी नजर में है खास और बन जाइए सिटी रिपोर्टर।
Got the family in the UK, you've got the family in Pakistan though. I understand, as you mentioned, that there are a lot of alarm bells or areas which people can sort of reach out to in the UK though. What about here in Pakistan though? I mean, if there's a victim, how exactly could he or she, for that matter, reach out to law enforcement agencies or even to the consular services?
So you can call the High Commission if you're a British national here in Pakistan and you're being forced into a marriage you're not sure about. You can call the High Commission 24 hours a day. You'll be put straight through to a consular officer, and we will, we will deal with your case. We'll do everything we can to get you out of your situation and to get you safely back to the UK. We do other outreach in general, advertising our services. We've had, in conjunction with One World Advertising, a key partner of ours, we've had billboards in the airports. We know from talking to forced marriage victims who've been brought to Pakistan under false pretenses that very often it's at that initial point of arriving at the airport they realise something is wrong. So that's why we put the posters where we did. And indeed, and thanks to that advertising partner, we disrupted a number of forced marriages. So we do outreach. We put up billboards. We advertise our services. We've studied the dynamics quite a lot of the pathway of a forced marriage victim from the airport to the areas with high concentrations of British nationals. We've been putting up we've been distributing leaflets, for example, in the shops that sell wedding supplies, because we know from talking to the victims that they might be there. There are a number of ways that we're trying to get our message across.
As we were speaking about, Prime Minister May has this as a very serious legislation agenda and policy initiative to look after forced marriages and to obviously eradicate as much as possible. Do you think that there's more the Pakistani government can do, or is that there's something that they haven't taken the issue too seriously, or is that there's not enough factor behind this kind of a serious issue that's in our society, unfortunately?
Well, obviously I can't speak on behalf of the Pakistani government.
But in terms of the difficulties you've seen with the Pakistani government?
What I see in my role here as British consul is good engagement with Pakistani government, good engagement with both local officials and with law enforcement on cases involving Britons. Is there more that could be done? I'm sure there is, but then there's more that could be done in every country to tackle forced marriage.
We've been talking significantly about the female aspect and the daughter being a victim. Is that the only case that comes out of forced marriages, or are there also male victims in this arrangement as well?
There are, and it's a really key point. 4 cases out of every 5 will be female, but 1 case will be male. We do see a lot of men, young men predominantly, being forced into marriage here.
What kind of cases are these in particular, though? I mean, are they being brought? I mean, how exactly does the case work, to get a better understanding?
They tend to follow the same modus operandi as the female cases. It tends to be young men brought to Pakistan under false pretenses. The motivations tend to be the same. It tends to be an issue of either an issue of family honor or an issue of family finance. I've seen a number of cases where a young man living in the UK has been deemed by the older generation to maybe be going off the rails, not living a good enough life, and so is brought over to Pakistan to be forced into a marriage due to those kind of motivations. But in terms of the way the forced marriages are perpetrated, they're pretty similar, really, male and female.
Well, thank you so much for your time, and it's fabulous to hear the kind of great work the UK High Commission is doing to sort of help not only its own country and citizens of eradicating this kind of an arrangement from society, but also the kind of work that's been that's been taking place here in Pakistan as well, though. Just to rehash, though, how exactly, if there's a victim, though, how exactly in the issue, the areas that they can reach out to, because they seem to be the person that needs to be looked after the most in such an arrangement, though. So what exactly can they do to sort of get themselves out of a situation?
So if the victim is in the UK, we're talking about British nationals here, if the victim is in the UK, they can reach out to any number of people. They can speak to a teacher, they can speak to a social worker, they can speak to a trusted police officer. There are a lot of people who will take their case very seriously. They can put them in touch with the forced marriage unit. They can phone the forced marriage unit directly. And we will do absolutely everything in our power to disrupt that forced marriage. If they're here in Pakistan and they have access to a phone and they can safely use that phone, then they can call the High Commission 24 hours a day and they will be put through to a consular officer who will have a wealth of experience in dealing with forced marriage cases. We dealt with 59 cases last year, 77 cases the year before, so we know what we're doing. But frankly, if there's somebody here in Pakistan and they just get that tiny window to reach out to somebody, as long as they tell someone about that forced marriage and that someone can get in touch either with us here or us in the UK, we'll be able to help.
Well, thank you, Mr. Ryan, for your time, and hopefully we're obviously not hopeful, but we are very appreciative of the efforts that your department is doing here, and hopefully with the good work that's been undertaken, that the numbers would significantly drop in the months, the years to come up ahead, and we look forward to this kind of unfortunate arrangement coming to an end in Pakistan really soon, though.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Thank you.